Well, it's finally done. All 6 heroes for Flesh and Blood's Heavy Hitter set have been revealed. While this may be a great time for all the classic Constructed and Blitz players, with some of their favorite heroes making the format in new ways, these heroes are also making their stand in a more budget format like Commoner. Let's dive into what each hero does and give some main deck choices for the heroes in their more powered down format. Let's take a look at Kasai. No, not that Kasai, this Kasai. Kasai seems to want to dance along the arena with her Centauri sabers, and with her ability to have them cost nothing to attack if you've drawn a card. This can be achieved by using her second ability of banishing 2 reds and 2 yellows from the grave to have her weapons gain hit a hero, make a gold token. Gold tokens are a great way to get draw power at the beginning of a turn, and if Kasai can make them, she is certainly in for a powerful turn. It can also be used with Stroke of Foresight, allowing you to pump a sword during the reaction step, and if an opponent blocked with a card from hand, you get a draw trigger, making your second Centauri Saber cost nothing to attack with. I'm sure there will be more gold or draw shenanigans in Heavy Hitters, but for now, the staples will just have to do. Moving on to our next contestant, Olympia. Olympia's ability is very straightforward. Attack with a wager card or add a wager to your weapon and win, you get a gold token. So far, the only things we have in Commoner that can wager are some 3-for-7 power attack actions that don't have go again, something you don't quite see in Warrior, as well as a pump action that makes your next Warrior attack get a wager mechanic. This means you can add a wager effect to whatever Olympia's weapon of choice is, and possibly still get a ton of value if it hits. I'll make sure to cover more stuff for Olympia once more cards are revealed, but hopefully he gets some awesome utility at common rarity so he can be playable in the format. Next up is Guardians. First, we're going to take a look at one of my favorites for the Commoner format, Betsy. Betsy cares about wagering as well as Olympia does, but Betsy's payoff is way better, allowing her to pay 2 resources to give a wagering attack +1 power and overpower. Guardians love big attacks, and being able to make it harder for your opponent to block with overpower is even better considering you want this wager attack to hit. Cards like Wage Might and Wage Vigor are great starting points, allowing Betsy to pay 3 resources for either of these big 7 power attacks, pump them up to 8 power, and give them the better odds of hitting. You'll be swimming in tokens you've earned from her aggressive playstyle. She can even set up her attacks with bigger than big, allowing her next Guardian attack, which includes a weapon, to get +5, 4, and 3 respectively, and give that attack the ability to wager, therefore allowing Betsy to trigger her ability if you have the resources to plow through your opponent's defenses and get those tokens. Another great card to consider for Betsy is Thump. Being able to add a wager mechanic to Thump allows for Betsy to use her ability to give it +1, overpower, dominate, and on hit discard a card. This is what I call a huge amount of value, especially in the Commoner format. And now it's time for the absolute douchiest hero I think I've ever seen in the world of Wraith, Victor Goldman. This pompous paladin likes to cheat his way to the top by not only getting to draw a card whenever he makes a gold token for the first time, but he can destroy that gold token to turn the tides in his favor. If you ever fail a clash for the first time, which is just revealing the top card of your deck and whoever's power is higher wins, you can destroy a gold token and put either your card or your opponent's card on the bottom of their deck and try again. This ability is super important if you consider the power of Victor's weapon, one of the first new weapons to be announced for Heavy Hitters, Miller's Grindstone. Miller's Grindstone is a rare weapon, which is insane to me considering its ability to be used in Commoner. Pay 3 to attack for 4 damage, and if it hits, you clash with the opposing hero. If you win, destroy the top card of their deck, and if you lose, put a -1 attack counter on the weapon. Being able to pay a gold to win these clashes in your favor has essentially made it so Victor can pick away at your deck, all while still being able to hold his own against powerful opponents. Gold creation will be huge for this hero to give himself a reset button on clashes, and hopefully we see more of that in the set once all the cards are revealed. Let's get a little brutal here and check out our 2 brutes for Heavy Hitters. Starting with the OB, original brute, Rhinar. Rhinar was definitely my expected reprint in this set, but regardless, I am happy to see even more brute support, even though Rhinar isn't a new hero. Most of you probably know how to play Rhinar by now, but Rhinar's main tactic is to intimidate his opponents, so hitting them becomes much easier. Intimidate will have them banish a card from their hand at random temporarily until the end of turn. This means you could very well have that defense reaction ripped right out of your hands, and instead have to block with cards that you wanted to keep, or die in the process. This is even more terrifying when you consider Brute's new mechanic, Beat Chest. You can discard a 6 as an additional cost, and the Beat Chest mechanic will be active, often giving additional power or other abilities to the attack you are attacking with. Seeing a huge pump in power with something like Bonebreaker Bellow is definitely powerful, considering you will already be ripping cards from your opponent's hand with Intimidate when you discard that 6, leaving them fearful for their life. Finally, another favorite of mine here in Heavy Hitters is KO. KO gets a bit of a rework compared to his older, more gambler-centric self, and it only cost him an arm. With his newfound power, KO is pumping everything in his deck by +1, so long as it isn't on the combat chain. Remember that Beat Chest mechanic? Now you can take those pesky 5-power blues and have them be 6-power cards in hand, allowing you to practically have an entire deck of 6+ power cards, so long as you aren't blocking or attacking with them. Not to mention KO's second ability, allowing you to create a Might token if you've discarded a 6 or more power attack during your action phase, which is most certainly going to be happening. A card I will definitely be playing in KO is a card that didn't see much play until just now, that card being Madcap Charger, a 1-for-5 attack that you must discard a card to play, and if it's a 6, Madcap Charger gets go again. Going wide with Brute attacks and Commoner is definitely a very deadly combo. Most of the time, heroes are going wide with small attacks or going tall with more powerful attacks. KO seems to want to mix the two and truly tear up the arena. KO can also only use one-handed weapon or an offhand, so no two-handed weapons or double claws for this Brute and Commoner, but that's fine. Even one Madcap Charger into a claw, into a pack hunt, can mean near death for most heroes in Commoner, so watch yourself. All of these heroes will certainly make their stand in the Commoner format, and I'm very excited to personally play either KO or Betsy at the top tables. Obviously, the limitations to these heroes are strict, considering most common cards don't get an insane amount of treatment towards making a powerful hero. But even just being able to do the things the hero wants to do is good enough, especially in Commoner. Luckily for us all, there is another budget format that we can cover all 6 of these heroes for, and we will even be able to utilize their awesome specializations in the process. That's right, I'm talking about Clash. If I made the video already for the rundown of how all 6 heroes will play in Clash, please make sure to check it out here. If I haven't, well, just wait a little bit, would you? But regardless, thank you so much for watching this video. If you are an enjoyer of the Commoner format, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Really helps this info get out to other players, and I love showing people the wonderful world of Commoner and other budget formats. Thanks again, and I'll see all of your shining faces in the next one. Nerd out.